Baby boomers, now between 60 and 79 years old, they're realizing things about aging and retirement, things that they wish someone had warned them about. Today I'm sharing those financial, mental, social realities that took boomers off guard, so that we, Gen Xers, can learn firsthand from their experiences. So consider this privileged information. And hopefully, as Gen Xers, we have just enough time left to make the changes we need to make. The first thing I want to get into is health. Now, over 35% of boomers experience chronic pain every single day, and over 2 million of them are addicted to opioid medications. Small aches in their 50s have turned into major mobility issues in their 70s. Baby boomers would tell you that age catches up with you really, really fast. Many were surprised at how quickly they lost muscles and strength and flexibility. Many wish they had taken better care of their bodies in their 50s. They wish they had lost weight sooner to spare the stress and strain on their joints, and also to improve some of the chronic conditions that they're suffering from. They also say that they wish they had taken better care of their back and their spine with better posture and more core strengthening activities. Another thing that they've discovered is that wait times for doctor's appointments, especially those that are specialists in their fields, the wait times are incredibly long. Now, we all know there are things that we can do to be proactive about our health, and I'm not going to get into all of those ways here because I've gone into them in plenty of other videos that I've done. But we know that, things that we're experiencing now in our 50s, if we don't do something about them, they will get worse. And it's probably going to be a lot easier on us to deal with them now. We have, more energy to deal with them now than to deal with them, say 15 years from now. Okay, the second area I want to cover is financial. Many boomers are surprised by how much they're spending on health care, even with Medicare coverage. Now, what's not covered? Of course, there's dental, hearing, vision. That means hearing aids and glasses. That's all going to come out of your own pocket. And in retirement, a lot of them have discovered that they're spending more than they had planned on spending. And some of this can be things that, health care, maybe they had to spend money on their transportation, their car, whatever. But then other ways, I know how it is for us, currently, with all the temptations out there on ways to spend our money. That doesn't stop, when you retire. That doesn't stop when you're 70, 65, 75 years old. They're still marketing to you in different ways, but they're not going to forget about you. So we have to still face the same spending, temptations that we face today. We have to face them going into retirement as well. So many are saying that they're spending more than they thought they would at this point in their lives. Many wish they had started saving earlier. Many also say that they hadn't really planned on a 30 plus years of retirement, which is in reality what a lot of us will face. If you think about 30 plus years, that almost is equivalent to all of the working years that we've had. Another thing that baby boomers would warn us about is that have at least 3 years worth of liquid cash that you can access. Some of them they've been forced to cash out some of their investments in a down market. So, they're losing money by taking those investments out of the market at a bad time. But if you've got to have money for whatever it is, then that's what you have to do. But if you have, say 3 years, some people even say up to 5 years of, cash in a savings account or something that you can get your hands on, and just spending money, just to have that in some other type of account where you don't have to cash out at a bad time. Many boomers planned to downsize when they retired, but with the high interest rates and the lack of affordable housing, that plan has fallen apart for many of them. And those that are going through the process of downsizing, they wish they'd done it earlier. They wish they'd done it in their 50s when they had more energy to deal with the whole ordeal of it. And for those that are stuck in their current homes with no viable way out, they're forced to have to make that home livable for as they age and mobility becomes a problem. And they're finding that that is not cheap. Adding a stair lift, if you have a second floor, that starts around $3,500. Widening doorways starts around $2,500. Let's say you want to add a walk-in shower. That may involve gutting your entire bathroom, depending on what your situation is. Building concrete ramps. I know just in the situation I'm in, my mother uses a mobility scooter most all the time, even indoors. So you have to think about those things. Getting in and out of the house on something with wheels is not the same. And there are a lot of things you have to think about when you start realizing you're having mobility issues in a home that you've never paid any attention to those things before. And what's the side effect of all of these renovations or additions that you do to your home? They make that same home unattractive to younger home buyers when it is time to sell. Okay, next let's talk about mental and social well-being and the realizations that baby boomers have come to. Many boomers are shocked at how lonely retirement can be. Without their workplace connections, their social circle has shrunk dramatically. We take it for granted, those of us that work outside the home, how many conversations you're having in a given day. And some of those are pleasant conversations, fun conversations. They're not all business related, but all of those, they kind of go away. Sure, you say you'll keep in touch, but it's not the same. You lose that convenience factor of just being in the same office every day with these people. Many of the baby boomers say that they wish they had maintained their social circle, their friendships more in their 50s. Some realize that for weeks on end, the only conversations they're really having with other people are their spouses and maybe some other close family members. Another thing they realize is that they didn't think about creating some kind of structure to fill their day. Without work, days can get long when it's not, when you don't have a purpose or you don't have exactly a reason to get out of bed for. So they say they wish they had been more prepared for that as well. And another thing, they assumed that their kids would be around a lot more once they retired, come to visit more. And that usually doesn't happen because they're busy with their adult lives and their family, which is okay, but it is a reality that you have to think about. Okay, the next section I want to cover on what baby boomers want us to know is in regards to legacy and regrets. Now, on a positive note, many boomers didn't realize how much joy they would get from grandparenting. They feel like it's the best part of growing old. But as time passes, they also realize that with age, stories get lost, memories fade, and they wish that they had written down more of those things, more of their life experiences. And a lot of them are doing just that. They're recording those family experiences, those memories, before they're lost forever. Most have found that they don't regret the things that they did, even if they failed at them. It was the things that they didn't do that they regret the most. They always said that, oh, there's time, I'll get around to it later. And later never comes. What they wish they had done sooner was traveled more, chased after their dreams, taken more chances. And that's their advice to us. If something is pulling at you, go for it. Fear of failure, it fades, but regret sticks around for the long haul. You know, after hearing these hard truths from boomers, I realize just how easy it is to procrastinate things. You know, how easy it is to put off, especially the hard things. I'm just as guilty of it as anyone else. And I also know is that we can't prepare for everything. You know, aging is inevitable. It comes for us all. Bad circumstances can catch us off guard. We don't even know how to prepare for them because we didn't know they were going to happen in the first place. But here's what I hope. Hearing these lessons from baby boomers, I'm hoping that gives me a kick in the pants to make myself want to improve, even if it's just 1% better than I was before. Because at the end of the day, knowledge is power, and I hope I've given you some of that today. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love for you to join me. We'll keep learning together, finding ways to age better, no matter the topic. I'd also love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What stood out to you the most? But before you go, I'm linking a video right here on how to reverse aging. Check it out and keep moving forward on your journey. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.